The 22nd verse, 22nd chapter, Chaitanya Bhagavat, Madhya 58 verse. Vishnu vichareta seha aparad nahi tatapi na aparad pari prabhu kahe. Actually, it was not even an offense if the Lord treated it as an offense. It was not an offense actually, because she was having the concern of her elder son. And Advaita Acharya used to preach about renunciation. So she had the concern, Sachi Mata had the concern for her son Vishwarup that he may take sannyas. Ihare Advaita Nam, Kene Loke Ghoshe, Advaita Balivena Ai Puna Asantoshe. Why do people call him Advaita? And what displeasure prompted Mother Sachi to call him Dvaita? सेही कथा कही सुन हई सभा सावधान प्रसंगे कहिए विश्वरूप ध्यान. Listen carefully as I narrate the topic which is related to Vishwarupa. Prabhura Agraja Vishwarupa Mahashaya Bhuvana Durlabha Rupa Maha Tejomaya. Vishwarupa Mahashaya was the Lord's elder brother. His greatly effulgent form was unique within this world. Sarva Shastre Visharada Parama Sudhira Nityananda Swarupera Abheda Sharira. He was expert in all the scriptures and most sober. He was not different from Nityananda Swarupa. Vishwarup, the Lord's elder brother, was expert in all scriptures. He was not different from Nityananda Swarupa. Tana Vyakhya Bhuje Neha Nahi Navadipa Shishu Bhave Takhe Prabhu Baluka Smipe. No one in Navadipa was able to understand his explanations. Yet he remained in the mood of a child and kept company with the young boys. No learned scholar of Navadipa was able to understand the meaning of Vishwarup's explanation. Like an ordinary boy, Vishwarup was situated in the mood of a child. Ekadina Sabhaya Chalila Vishravira Ache Vishwarupa Putra Parama Sundara. One day Jagannath Mishra went to an assembly of scholars. His handsome son Vishwarupa followed him. Bhattacharya Sabhaya Chalila Jagannatha Vishwarupa Dekhi Bada Kautuka Sabhara. When Jagannath entered the assembly of Bhattacharyas, everyone there became pleased on seeing Vishwarupa. Nityananda Rupa Prabhu. Paramasundara. Harilena Sarvachitta Sarva Shaktidhara. His eternally blissful form was not enchanting. He attracted the hearts of everyone, for he possesses all potencies. Eka Bhattacharya bole ki pada Kavyala Vishwarupa bole kichu kichu sabakara. One Bhattacharya asked, "Oh child, what are you studying?" Vishwarupa replied, "I know a little of everything." One of the scholars asked but Vishwarupa, "Oh child, how far have you progressed in the field of education?" In reply, Vishwarup said, "I have studied something from all scriptures." As a result of this, his father Jagannath became disturbed and chastised the child Vishwarup. Shishu Gyane Keha Kichu Na Bolide Aro. Mishra Palena Dukita Palena Dukha Shuni Ahankar. Considering him a child, no one spoke further, but Jagannath Mishra was distressed on hearing his son's arrogant reply. Nija कार्य करी मिश्र चली लेना घर पठे विश्वरूपेर मारी लेना एक छड़. After finishing his studies, Jagannath Mishra departed home. On the way, he slapped Vishwarupa. ये पुंठी पड़ी स्थित ताहा न बोलिया की बोला बलिली तुई सभा मचे गया ओ सन rather than telling that what you are studying, why did you speak like that in the assembly? तुम्हारा ता सबार हैला मूर्ख ज्ञान अमार ओ दिने लज्जा लाजा करी अपमान. Everyone considered you a fool and your arrogance has embarrassed me. परम उदार जगन्नाथ महाभाग घरे गेला पुत्रेर करिया बड़ राग. The fortunate and greatly magnanimous Jagannath returned home after exhibiting great anger on his son. पुनः विश्वरूप से सभा मचे गिया भट्टाचार्य सभा प्रति वरेन हासिया. Now when meanwhile Vishwarup returned to the assembly and spoke to the Bhattacharya with a smile on his face. तोमारता हमारे जिज्ञासा न करिला बापेर अनेता अनि शास्ति कराला. None of you questioned me, so I was punished by my father. जिज्ञासा करीते या कारो लय मने सभी मेगी कहा जिज्ञासेह सहत आमा स्थान. All of you unite and ask me whatever you want. आखिर बोले ये तो भट्टाचार्य शुन शिशु आजी ये पढ़िले ताहा वाखाना शिशु. One Bhattacharya smiled as he said, listen child, explain something about what you studied today. Vakhanyaya Shutra Vishwarupa Bhagavan Sabara Chittete Vyakhya Haila Pramana. So Vishwarup started explaining some sutras. His explanation struck everyone as conclusive. Sabai bole na sutra bala vyakhalina vakhalila. Prabhu bole bandhalun ichu na bujila. They exclaimed, you have explained the Shastras very nicely. Vishwarup Prabhu replied, I have deceived you. You have not understood anything. Yata vakhanila sabe tarilana kandana vismaya sabar chitte haira thakana. When he then refuted whatever he had established, everyone's heart was struck with wonder. So now the whole scenario is like this. Vishwarup, in the school, they asked, one of the Bhattacharya asked, what did you study? There was an assembly of the great scholars. So he said, I know little of everything. So if like this, the children answer that sometimes the parents, they are very proud of their children's knowledge. And when somebody asks them to speak about the knowledge what they have, and the child doesn't answer, then the parents get upset. Here now, Jagannath Mishra is very upset. So he slapped Vishwarupa. He slapped Vishwarupa and said, you have actually embraced me in the whole assembly. Then again on the next day, he returned to the assembly. He said, whatever you all want to ask. Now, who is Vishwarupa? He is Balaram himself. He is Nityananda himself. So he has all the knowledge. He is the Samvit Shakti of Lord. So now, intentionally, when he was asked, what did you study? He did the Vyakhyana. At that Vyakhyana, he gave a wrong explanation. People were not knowing. Now then, when they praised him, he said, actually, I gave a wrong explanation. Now let me give you the correct explanation. Yehi mata teen bara tariya khandan. In this way, he refuted. And we established the explanations 3 times. Punaha sehi teen bara tarila sthapan. 3 times he did. People were. So after being chastised by his father, Vishwarup returned to the assembly of scholars. When he was then questioned by the scholars, he began to explain Vedanta Sutras. After he gave the audience great satisfaction by his explanations, he then refuted his explanation. After he then re-established his refuted explanations, he again refuted them. Parama Subodhi Kari Sabe Vakamina. Vishnu Maya Mohikeha Tattva Na Janila. He explained everything in a most intellectual way. But by the influence of the illusory energy of Vishnu, no one could fathom what he said. Vishwarupa is directly the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, being bewildered by the illusory energy of Vishnu, the scholars could not understand anything about the science of the absolute truth. Since devotional service, the eternal propensity of the soul had not awakened on them, they were ineligible to understand these explanations. This did not surprise Sankarshana Prabhu. So Vishwarupa could easily give the explanations because he is incarnation of Lord himself. He is Guru Tattva. He is Nityananda Prabhu himself. But because of the illusory energy of Vishnu, Maya is the illusory energy of Vishnu. No one could understand, no one could fathom. Fathom, the word is, no one could understand what he explained. Hena mate navadvipa vaise Vishwarupa bhakti shunya loka dekhi na paye kautuka. In this way, Vishwarupa resided in Navadvip. Yet he was not pleased to see that people were bereft of devotional service. So Vishwarupa resided in Navadvip. And yet he was not pleased to see that people were bereft of devotional service. He was not pleased. Vyavhare made matta sakala samsara. Na kore Vaishnava yasha mangala vichara. Everyone is intoxicated with pride over ordinary activities. They do not engage in glorification of the Vaishnavas. So much of pride. They had no praise for any Vaishnavas. They were intoxicated with their ordinary activities, mundane activities. Ordinary people intoxicated with material conceptions did not care for glorification of the most auspicious devotional service of Vishnu. Such people were absorbed in material activities, so they could not understand that the Vaishnavas were certainly most exalted, most elevated, most glorious. Putradhira Mahotsava, Kare Dhyana, Kare Dhana Vyaya. Krishna Puja, Krishna Dharma, Keha Na Jane. They spend their wealth on festivals for their sons and family members. They do not know anything about the worship of Krishna or the devotional service of Krishna. So this is the scenario actually in the world. They spend so much on the children, on the festivals, especially nowadays they go and spend thousand rupees in the hotels. But when it comes to devotional service, that is the time they see the money. They don't want to give. That is how they become stringent. But for their personal, they spend so much. They spend on the festivals. You see in the marriages, they are not hesitant to spend even. They are not hesitant to spend even 1 CR. But when it comes to giving to the temple facilities, that is the time they see the money. Materialistic people consider the removal of distress for enjoyment, enjoying the fruits of karma as dharma. Fathers thought that whatever wealth they had accumulated should be spent on marriages and other occasions for increasing the happiness of the children. None of them accepted that their accumulated wealth should be spent for worshipping Krishna or to achieve knowledge of devotional service to Krishna. What to speak of then? Even today, many thoughtless people consider that helping people who are suffering the results of their karma is superior to worshipping Krishna or achieving knowledge of devotional service to Krishna. They want to give some charity to some poor people. They think that they are the ones who have so much of concern, so much of compassion. The punishment given by the law of nature for their karmas is actually good. Why have so much of pity for such poor people? Instead of that, you worship Krishna, you give donation in the temple, same food will go. What food you want to give, that food in the form of prasadam by them, the form of mercy will go to them. So that is where all the devotees should support. Everyday food for life, food for so many 100 children practically take every day. There the support should be there. Doing something, wasting money and in many things. You just scratch your expenditure column and see how much money we are spending for no reason. So that is what Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes. Father thinks, let me accumulate money and let me spend in the marriages. Let me give pleasure to my children. The same children don't look at the father once he is useless. But on the contrary, if you spend in the temples, temple will always look after. Whenever you come, there is always a prasadam which is there in the temple. Yata dhyapaka sabe tarka se vakane Krishna Bhakti Krishna Puja Pichhui na jane. All the teachers simply indulge in useless argument. They did not know anything about the worship of Krishna or the devotional service to Krishna. While attempting to establish the prominence of useless, mundane arguments, the learned teachers failed to understand that service to Krishna, worship of Krishna are supreme. Yadi va padaya, yeha Bhagavata Gita, seha na vakani, bhakti kare, shushka chinta. Even though some taught Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, they did not refer to devotional service but simply engaged in dry speculation. So they were not emphasizing on devotional service. Devotional service includes so many aspects, like cooking for Krishna, cleaning the temple of Krishna, encouraging the Vaishnavas to take up devotional service, talking to people, giving Krishna consciousness to family members. But doing some mundane activities is only a waste of time, in spite of teaching their students Vaishnava literatures like Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. The teachers displayed external consideration by engaging in useless argument, dry speculation rather than thinking of their own benefit. Sarvasthane Vishwarupa Thakura Vidaya. Bhakti Yoga Na Shunya Bada Dukha Paya. As Lord Vishwarup pondered here and there, he became unhappy because he did not hear anything about devotional service to the Lord. Sakala Advaita Simha Purna Krishna Shakti Padaya Vashishta Vakani Krishna Bhakti. Only the lion-like Advaita, being endowed with Krishna's full potency, explained devotional service to Krishna while teaching Yoga Vashishta. While explaining Yoga Vashishta, Advaita Prabhu described devotional service to Krishna. While explaining Yoga Vashishta, Advaita Prabhu described devotional service to Krishna since he possessed Krishna's full potency. His description, his designation as Vaishnava Ghrani, the topmost Vaishnava, was appropriate. Vishwarupa, the elder brother of Mahaprabhu, was particularly unhappy because of not hearing topics of Hari anywhere in the world. He therefore felt a great ecstasy on attaining the association of Advaita Prabhu. Now it is said, Yoga Vashishta. Yoga Vashishta, even Advaita Prabhu explained devotional service to Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, here Krishna refers to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is explaining as Yoga Vashishta. What is Yoga Vashishta? He is Simha. He is like Simha. Today actually Narasimha. I was thinking that every time, every festival is approved by our Vrindavan Das Thakur. So I was thinking why there is no mention of any Simha, Narsimha. So again, our festival is blessed by Vrindavan Das Thakur because we have only his solace. That is why he blesses every festival of ours. Advaitera Vyakhyaya Bhuje, Hena Kona Che, Vaishnavera, Adharana Kanya, Nadiyara Maje. Who is able to understand the explanation of Advaita? He was the topmost Vaishnava in Nadiya. Chaturdike Vishwarupa Paya Manodukha, Advaitera Sthani, Sabe Paya Prema Sukha. Wherever he went, Vishwarupa felt unhappy. Yet he attained the happiness of ecstatic love in the association of Advaita. So he was roaming here and there to get pure devotional service, at least to hear about Lord. But he was not contented. That is why he was finding that great happiness in Advaita Acharya speaking, because he found pure devotional service in the explanation of Advaita Acharya. Niravadi Thake Prabhu Advaita Sangi Vishwarupa Sahita Advaita Sasa Sangi. Vishwarupa constantly remained in the association of Advaita, and they both released the mellows of ecstatic love. So tomorrow we'll see what really happens, why Mother Sachi is upset with Advaita. Vishwarupa is liking to go to Advaita. Hearing his explanation gave him satisfaction because he used to explain about devotional service. None of the scholars in Madhya, they were explaining devotional service. They were scholars, they were speaking Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, everything. But emphasis on devotional service will be done only one who understands Krishna is the person. And loving Krishna is the goal of life. Attaining love of Krishna is the goal of life. Loving Krishna, attaining love, both. So for that devotional service has to be emphasized. But nowhere this was happening. So Advaita Prabhu, he is giving such a wonderful explanation. He is compared to Simha. Narsimha comes to give pure devotional service. Narsimha comes to show that Lord is present everywhere. Satyam vidhatum nijabhritya bhashitam. He appears to prove the words of the devotees to be true. So he doesn't see whether what people will think. He doesn't see what people is going to say, what all are going to say about his appearance. Oh, everybody appears from the womb of everyone appears from the womb of Poonam Maheshwari. Please mute your phone. Everyone gets father and mother, but he is appearing from Stamba. He is not shy enough to appear from the Stamba. In fact, he says he wants to show to the whole world, to the whole universe, that Lord is present everywhere. He is present everywhere. That is how he proves the words of the devotees to be true. He proved the words of Narada to be true, that Prahlada is a great devotee. He proved the words of Brahma to be true. Brahma gave the benedictions to Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu was so cruel. He had no love for the cows, no love for the Brahmanas, no love for the demigods. When a person doesn't love Krishna, to whom he will love? So in this way, he had no love for Lord. He wanted to in fact kill Lord. So Hiranyakashipu was such a demon. So Narsimha wanted to prove the words of Narada, words of Brahma, and ultimately the words of Prahlada to be true. Prahlada, Prakrushta, Lupena Lhada, is such an exalted devotee. Prahlada is actually the personal servant of Brahma. He is Shankakarnu. But for some reason, he came to this earthly planet. 4 times he had to come. Prahlada, Bahilika, then you have Vyasarai Tirtha and Guru of Raghavendra. So loving Lord, how we love Lord? By chanting his holy name. If a person has to be stressed upon, please chant, he doesn't love Lord. Loving Lord is spontaneous. It should come from your heart. Waking up early in the morning is spontaneous. It should come from the heart. If a person doesn't have this, he should understand that he has demonic tendency within him. Everybody will do some puja. Puja doesn't mean that you love Krishna. Puja is only opcharikta. Loving Krishna means spontaneously taking up our responsibility, waking up early in the morning, chanting the holy name. This is the spontaneous love for Krishna. If somebody has to be told this, it is a shame. Somebody has to be woken up, and it's a shame actually. It's a shame. So, loving Krishna, which is actually the birthright of every living entity, because of the illusory energy, people get carried away by so many illusions in this life. People think the time is money, time is theirs, time is not ours. Time is Krishna. This time, how it will go away, we don't know. And this is why we have to take lesson that Lord appears to kill that fear which is always there in the hearts of the devotees. And what is that fear? This opportunity of chanting the holy name, this opportunity of performing devotional service should not go away, O Lord. And the fear also should be, at the time of getting the body, O Lord, I should chant your holy name. At the time of putting the body, somehow I should remember my Guru Acharya, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. I should remember. because he is the one who has anchored me in devotional service. Stop here, please.